Hello, welcome to another episode of Tales of the SITBIT. One of the things that I admire the most from Steve Jobs is his ability and skills in finding the right people to help him carry out his vision. He can't do everything himself. He may have a vision of the iPhone, but he had the right people in places to make it happen. And that's a skill that is often overlooked with many successful geniuses, whether it's Elon Musk with Tesla, or Zuckerberg, or Steve Jobs, or even Bill Gates. There's always other people there that make things work. Even Bill Gates, I'm sure for those that follow the history of Microsoft, he didn't do everything himself. But what I learned with my failure with SITBIT, no doubt, is my inability to pull the right team together. That is what ultimately sink the idea, sink the company, because I was unable to find the right talent for whatever reason. I was not good at evaluating skills. No doubt, some of the mistake was because I was rushing to find people to help me. So whatever resume came across my desk at the time that looked decent, I jumped to it and hired the person. And I didn't do enough vesting if this person can do the job. So ultimately I had a team that really couldn't do anything. With SITBIT, ultimately I built the website, I put together the business plan, the presentation. I did literally everything because all other people just couldn't get things done on time. And when they wanted more, the sad reality is I told them, whether I give you 5% or you want 10% or whatever it is that you want, that you think you're entitled to, 10% of nothing is nothing, 100% of nothing is nothing. So unless the idea works, the business is worth zero. But that's just the kind of lessons I learned along the way. As far as starting a business, it's all about the team. Finding the right team is a big difference, and I fail at that as far as SITBIT is concerned. Now let's go on to the story of see it, buy it, and regret it. I was mostly a Marvel collector for many years. When I returned to the hobby in 2008, that was the first time that I ventured into DC horror. Sure, House of Secret 92 and other Bernie Wrightson and Neil Adams cover, that's easy. But I didn't really do a lot of research in the titles. I just assumed that House of Secret, House of Mystery, Strange Adventures, they are all horror. So in the early beginning, thankfully I learned quickly, but at the very beginning, when I started to collect DC horror, one day on eBay I saw a listing for a couple Strange Adventures. I was buying the Strange Adventures with Neil Adams and Deadman. And I saw these Silver Age, they mid-grade, nothing fancy, but they 12 cents, Silver Age DC. And I'm like, oh man, gotta have them, right? Bang, buy it now. I didn't even pay attention. The cover certainly looked kind of weird, but once I received them and read through the stories, I'm just like, this is not horror. What the heck is going on here? This is not the Strange Adventures that I bought with Deadman and Neil Adams. And then of course, I learned more about how, many of the, well, all of DC titles from House of Mystery, House of Secret, Strange Adventures went through a change, okay, into the horror later. But in the beginning, they were more about fantasy, okay, science fiction, fantasy, whatever you call them. They were not horror. So yeah, it's one of those things where after I received the book, read it, I'm just like, and why did I buy this? Okay, once again, it's not like I spent a lot of money, but I'm not the kind of person that want to just have comics for the sake of have comics. So thankfully, it stopped right here. These are the only two DC books, whether it's House of Mystery or House of Secret or any DC horror titles that I bought that are not horror. I stopped and learned quickly and said no more. Okay, I will just focus on buying the titles after they change into horror instead of these. So yeah, see it, buy it, not wanted. Now, when it comes to me buying books, a lot of time I know exactly what I'm looking for, so that when I see something, I buy it without hesitation. Because often, sometimes you don't have time. Okay, I have had books slip out of my hands, and I'm sure all of you have, when you were indecisive. Okay, one of the things I am is I'm very decisive. Sometimes see it, buy it is not a good thing, but many times see it, buy it was a good thing because I was decisive. And often, if I know I'm after certain books, I have a general idea of how much it should be, in what grade it should be, and what's a presentable copy. Okay, so when this book, curious to see how it's going to look with the green and the green background. When this book, look at how nice and bright the white is. Okay, for those that know about this book, Spider-Man Annual 1, you know how difficult it is to find. This is a mid-grade copy. Okay, this is by far not high grade. It's probably 5-ish, maybe 6 on a good day. You know how hard it is to find something that's just white. Okay, so I know I'm looking for a white copy. Okay, I want a copy that is not yellow or brown or stained. So finding a copy like this is, you know, something that I wanted, and I know in general what the price is. So when I saw this book, without hesitation, I pounced on it, and when I received it, I was quite pleased. Can't say enough about how much I'm very happy with this book. I had a, you know, it's a keeper for sure. I don't need a high grade copy. It's a presentable mid grade. You know, if something is a 5, I guess you can call that low to mid grade, right? But yes, my advice to people is that, you know, if you know you want something, do your homework, do your research, know exactly what it is that you are looking for, so that when you see it, there is no hesitation. Because often hesitation will get you to miss out on the book, because somebody else like me will pounce on it because they may have done their homework, know exactly what they're looking for. So yes, when you do your homework, SITBIT will rewards. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.